See mixtures. Later we can see allegations also. So first of all, mixtures. What is a mixture? Suppose I am having 100 liters of mixture with usually every question will be on water and milk. Obviously water quantity must be less than milk quantity so that milkman can make some money. Suppose if water quantity is more than milk, then no one will purchase. So let us suppose that for 80 liters of milk he mixed with 20 liters of water. Now what is the ratio? 1:4. 1:4. Now to this, if I add 20 liters of water, then what will be the ratio of milk and water? The 20 liters of water I added. So 20 plus 20, 40. 40 is to 80. Now what is the ratio? 1:2. So now how the question will be? So the milk and water ratio initially was 1:4. After adding 20 liters of milk and water, after adding 20 liters of water and milk, after adding 20 liters of water, the ratio of the water and milk become 1:2. Then what is the initial quantity of either water or milk or otherwise total, if it is the question how to do it? So just see the ratio parts. 1:4, then later it become 1:2. My actual change where it is happened in the water. Do we added anything to milk? Nothing. So then milk should be same, means without any change, and there should be a change in water. If it is happened so, try to make this milk part same, either by taking LCM. So now 4 and 2, what is the LCM? 4. So first ratio it is as it is 1:4, and the second ratio should be multiplied by 2. Then it become 2:4. 2:4. Now see, milk there is no change, but water there is a change. How many parts? From one part to it increased by 2 parts. So how much it increased? 1 part it increased. That in the question they given 20 liters. 1 part is 20 liters. If they ask about initial quantity of water, actual initial quantity of water is 1 part, that is 20 liters. If they ask about milk, initial quantity of milk, that is 4 parts. If 1 part is 20, then 4 parts will be 80 liters. Or else if they ask about total, so 1 plus 4, 5 parts is 100 liters. Hope you understood. So now the question will be like 1:4 the initial, 1:2 later after adding 20 liters. Suppose if I add 40 liters of what? Milk, then what will be the ratio of water to milk? But just now we have seen 20 liters is how many parts? 1 part. Then 40 liters means 2 parts. Just add 2 parts, it becomes 1:4. Hope you understood this. Got it? Yes, let me see another. Suppose 100 liters of, let me suppose milk. Then I removed 20 liters of milk. I removed 20 liters of milk. In the place of milk I will take water. Now how many liters of milk is there? 80 liters of milk and 20 liters of water. Milk. Okay. Now what is the ratio? 1:4. Suppose now whatever the liter I remove now, that is what a mixture. So in what ratio the mixture will be? The same 1:1 ratio. 1:4 ratio will be. Means if I remove 20 liters, 1 part will be water and 4 parts will be milk. Again, if you find the ratio, it will be same 1:4. Let us see that. 20 liters I am removing. How many? 20 liters. Now 20 liters of water is there, 80 liters of milk is there. Now total 100 liters of the mixture, we are going to remove 20 liters. Okay. Water parts are 1 part out of 4 total. 1 plus 4, 5 parts. Into 20 liters is 5 ones, 5 fours. 4 liters we need to remove. 4 liters if I remove, 16 liters will be. So out of 20, 4 liters if it is removed means this side we need to remove 16 liters, or otherwise just go with 4 by total 5 into 80. 5 ones, 5 sixteens, 4 sixteens, 64 liters will be. Got it? 16 liters if it is removed, 64 liters will be. Now check the ratio. One is to 4. So with this basic, we are going to solve few questions. Okay. The ratio of milk and water in a mixture is 5:7. Milk and water is 5:7. Oh, water is near. So 25 liters of water is added to the mixture again. Okay. Then ratio becomes 5:11. So if 25 liters of water is added again, the ratio becomes 5:11. Find the initial quantity of milk they are asking. Yes, only water is added, there is a change only in the water. There is no change in the milk. It is easy question actually. 7 to 11, how many parts? 4 parts. That 4 parts is nothing but 25 liters. They are asking initial quantity of milk. Initial quantity of milk is 5 parts. 5 parts will be how much? 4 parts is 25, 5 parts will be 5 by 4 into 25. 125 by 4. 4 3 is 12. 4 ones 4 or 30 ones, okay. 4, 1 point is the 2. 8, 2, 5. 31.25. Okay, next. There is a milk and water in a certain ratio in a vessel. If we took out 25 liters of water, then the ratio becomes 4:5. Then 39 liters of milk is taken out, then the ratio becomes 3:7. Find the initial quantity of water. Okay, so first milk and water in a certain ratio of vessel. Okay, if we took out 25 liters of water, taken out 25 liters of water, then the ratio become 4:5. Initial ratio also not mentioned. Okay, well, let me start the question from somewhat above space. Milk and water. Initially we don't know, 25 liters of water is removed. Then what happened? It became 4:5. Then 39 liter milk is taken. So 39 liters of milk is taken out. Then the ratio become 3:7. Now see, if we remove milk, then why there is a change in water? Nana? There should not be any change in water, but there is a change. So then what to do? We have to take the LCM of 5 and 7, make the quantity of milk same. Okay, so multiply this by 7 and multiply this by 5. 7 4 is 28, 7 5 is 35, 5 3 is 15 and 7 5 is 35. Now see that 28 minus 15 is 13 parts. Here I am writing that 13 parts given as 39 liters. Okay. Then what they are asking, find the initial quantity of water. First of all, water quantity before, but this is the water quantity. So water quantity before is 5 parts. But actually we changed. Notice that most of the students do this mistake. The initial ratio, we converted that into the next, converted or not. So now the water quantity is 35 parts. Please don't forget this. 35 parts will be how much? 13 3s 39, 35 3s 105 liters. 105 liters. But actually, this 10 liters, if you see this, from initial quantity of water, we removed 25 liters, so it become 105. Means now initial amount becomes how much? 105 plus 25 is equal to 130. Hope you understood this question. 130 liters is the initial quantity of water. Next, 60 liters of mixture contains milk and water in the ratio 2:3. How much milk should be added so that the ratio of milk and water in the new mixture be 6:5? 60 liters of mixture contains milk and water. So milk plus water, total 60 liters. In the ratio 2:3. 2:3 in the sense total 5 parts. So 5 parts 60, then one part is 12, so 24, 36. Milk must be 24, water must be 36. How much milk should be added so that the ratio of milk and water in the new mixture becomes 6:5? Okay. So initial ratio is 2:3. Now it should become 6:5. Okay. So they are asking that how many liters of milk should be added. Okay. Initially this 5 parts is 60. 5 parts is 60. Then one part is 12 liters. One part is 12 liters. And if you see that we are adding milk, yes, there is a change, but water should not change. So it changed, means water should be same or not. So multiply this by 5 and the second ratio by 3, because 3 and 5 LCM is 15. So 10, 15, 18, 15. Now how many parts increased? 8 parts. Initially 25 parts. If 25 parts is 60 liters, then 8 parts will be how many liters? 8 by 25 into 60. 25 ones, 25 twos 50, point 10 will be, so 25 fours. So 8 24s will be 8 fours 32, 8 to 16 plus 3, 19.2. 19.2. Hope you understood this. Okay. Next question. The ratio of milk and water in a mixture of 78 liters is 6:7. 6:7. What is it? Milk and water. Most of them are cheating. See, this water quantity is more. 78. Now 13 parts is 78. Then one part will be 6 liters. If 12 liters water is added to the mixture, again they are adding 12 liters. Then find out the ratio of the milk and water. Now if you see this, one part is 6 liters. We are adding 12 liters means into 2 parts. Simply this 6 will be same. 7 plus 2, 9. That will be 3 2s, 3 3s. So this will be the ratio. The ratio of water and milk in a mixture of 54 liters is 4:5. 54 liters. Ratio is 4:5. Water and milk. This is reasonable. If 6 liters of water and 12 liters of milk is added to the mixture, then find the ratio of milk and water. Okay. So 4:5 is how many parts? 9 parts is 54 liters. Then each part will be 6 liters. They're asking us to add 6 parts of water. 6 parts means 1 part. So it becomes 5. And 12 liters of milk means 2 parts, 7. So finally they're asking find the ratio of milk and water. Now please be careful. We found water and milk ratio, but they're asking milk and water ratio. So 7:5. Please be careful. The ratio of milk and water in a mixture is 1 is to 3. 1 is to 3. What is that? Milk and water. We added X liters of milk. Okay. Then the mixture becomes 7 is to 15. Oh, fine. 7 is to 15. And we added 50 liters of water to the mixture. 50 liters of water to the mixture. Then the ratio becomes 2 is to 5. My God. Find the value of X. We need to find X value. But see, first time this side, second time this side, how to make it? So first I will go from like 50 liters. After adding 50 liters, there is a change, but there is a change in the water side also, sorry, milk side also. We added only water, there is a change in milk side. So I want to make them equal. So how can I multiply this by 2 and multiply this by 7? So 14 is to 30 and 14 is to 35. Okay, now 5 parts, 50 liters. This 5 parts is 50 liters. Okay. Then previously we added X liters of milk, but there should not be change in water. But see 3 to, no, newly, before it is 15, but now it is 3 to 30. Did you notice that? It is 3 to 30. So 3 become 30 means we need to multiply by 10. So 30 and 10. Okay. So 5 parts is 50 and here how much increased? 4 parts. 4 parts will be how many? If 5 parts is 50, 4 parts will be 40 liters. So X is equal to 40 liters. Then in a vessel, milk is 60% less than water. So what is the meaning of this 60% less than water? So every time compare to what it is less than water. So water must be 100. Then milk will be 60% less means 40. Okay. When X liters milk is, means now the ratio is 2 is to 5. Okay. Same thing we will write here. Oh, this entire page we can use. Okay, no problem. So what they are saying was, if X liters of milk is added, then the ratio becomes 3 is to 5. Fine. Now Y liters of water is extracted from the mixture, then ratio becomes 7 is to 10. Y liters of water is added, then the ratio becomes 7 is to 10. Now 30 liters milk is added again, the ratio of milk and water becomes 4 is to 5. So 30 liters of water is added again, the ratio becomes, so 30 liters of milk is added. Oh my God. So it becomes 4 is to 5. The value of X plus Y they are asking. Fine. Okay. So okay, 7 to 4 there is a change. But 10 to 5 there must not be change. So what should I do? I have to change it. So for this what can we do? So this ratio I am taking as only 3 ink were there. Okay. So to make that I have to multiply this by 2. So 7 is to 10 will be as usual. Then it becomes 8 is to 10. Fine. So this will be 30 liters. Okay. One part is 30 liters. Then previously 3 is to 5 we added Y liters, so it became 10. So we have to make these both same. So what should I do? This should be multiplied by 7 and this should be multiplied by 3. Then also this will change. Okay. Now we'll see that. 21. 7 3 is 21. 7 5 is 35. And this we need to multiply by 3. 3 7s 21 and 3 10s 30. Then again we need to change the bottom ratio. Yes, we have to do that. So the new ratio will be 21 and 30. 21 and 30. Now compare it to this. So this part must be same. So 10, here 30 is there. So multiply by 3 again. So it becomes what? Multiply by 3, it becomes 30. So multiply by 3, it becomes 24. Now fine. Then go to the previous. So 2 parts and 5 parts. So here x liters are added, here y liters are added. So x liters, but see this 2:5, but there should not be any change in that water parts. But 5 and 35 means we need to multiply this by 7. Multiplying this by 7, it becomes 35, and this will become 14. Now see, x plus y they are asking. 21 to 24, 3 parts. See here I am writing that 3 parts is nothing but 30 liters. Now x plus y they are asking. See, 14 to 21, how many parts? 7 parts. X is 7 parts. 35 to 35 parts. So 7 plus 5 total 12 parts. What is the value of 12 parts? 3 into 10 is 30. 12 into 10 is 120. Or 3 into 4 is 12. 30 into 4 is 120. 120 liters it must be. X plus y value is 120 liters. Then in a vessel, ratio of milk and water. In a vessel, ratio of milk and water is 7:3. Milk to water is 7:3. Fine. When x liters of milk is added, okay, then the ratio of water and milk becomes, milk and water becomes 17:6. Now in this mixture, 3.5 liters milk and water and 3 liters of water. Okay. First of all, when x liters of milk is added, the ratio becomes 17:6. Now this mixture becomes, 3.5 liter milk is added. Okay, 3.5 liters milk is added and 3 liters of water is added, plus 3 liters of water is added. Then ratio of milk and water becomes 5:2. Okay, 5:2. Fine. Then find the value of x. How to take this? See, when these both are added, okay, also this is added. Then how can we? Okay, first come from the initial. 7 and 17. Yes, there is a change, but 3 to 6, there is change. It should not be. So take the LCM. So multiply this ratio by 2. So 14:6. 17:6. X liters of that x liters is nothing but 3 parts. Okay. Now 17 to 6. So x liters is 3 parts. Then 6 to 2. 6 to 2. 3 parts. And 17 to 5. 3.5. Now 6 to 2, how many parts? 4 parts. 4 parts is 3 liters. How to take that? Initial quantity 7:3, 14:6. So finally we added for 17:6 ratio to become 5:2. Milk parts we added 3.5. So okay, so 17:6. If I take the ratio as numbers like 17x, we added 3.5 liters, and for 6 liters, 6x, 6 parts, not liters, 6 parts, we added 3 liters. It becomes 5/2. Then cross multiply. 34x plus 7 is equal to 30x plus 15. Then cross multiply. Actually already we assumed x here na, so I will take this as y, please, y. So 4y is equal to 15. 15 minus 7, 8. Then y is equal to 2 parts. I will continue here. Y is equal to 2 parts. So y is equal to 2 parts, meaning, so this part will be 17 will be what? 17 into 2, 34. 34 and 6 into 2, 12. So how many liters x will be? X parts are x liters. See this part, x parts we need to find. Now 34 and 12. So in the question given 3.5 we added. 34 plus 3.5 is 37.5 and 12 plus 3 is 15. So what is the ratio? Suppose 5 divided 5 3s 5, 5 7s 5 3 7.3 means 73 is to 3. 73 is to 30. It become, or otherwise multiply by 10 and 10 both the sides. It becomes 375 and 150. So 25 how many times? 25 12s is 12, 25 15s, 25 6, 3 5s, 3 3s, 3 2s. As it is 3 is to 2 ratio. And it becomes 17 and 6 ratio. Means how many parts increased? There should not be any change. Here it is 3 liters and here it is 3.5 liters. So y value means the ratio y value we found it as 2, so that it become 34 and 12. So now the previous ratio, the initial is 14 is to 6, then it becomes 17 is to 6. So these three parts into 2 must be 6 liters. So x is equal to what? 6 liters. These kind of tricky questions will be, we need to face them. The ratio of water and milk in a mixture of 54 liters is 4 is to 5. 54 liters of water and milk in the ratio 4 is to 5. If 6 liters of water is added and 12 liters of milk is added, well, first of all 4 plus 5 9 liters. 9 parts is 54 liters. Then 1 part will be 6 liters. Now they are asking 6 liters of water and 12 liters of milk. Now 1 part is 6 liters. So 6 liters of water means 1 part. So it becomes 5. Then 12 liters of milk means 2 parts. 5 is to 7. Find the ratio of milk and water. So milk and water is 7 is to 5. We have seen same type of question, I think. Okay. Then a vessel contains 2 is to 5 liters of water and 10 liters of milk. 20% of the contents of the vessel are removed. But 2.5 liters of water, 10 liters of milk. Okay. So here it must be, a point must be 20 liters of the content, sorry, 20% of the content of the vessel are removed. So it is actually 1 is to 4 ratio. 25 to 2.5 ones, 2.5 fours, 1 is to 4. 20% of the contents of the vessel are removed. To the remaining contents, x liters of water is added. So 20% removed in the sense, what is the total? 12.5. Out of which they removed water quantity is how much? 1 by 4. 20% of 2.5. Now 20% of 2.5 will be 25 ones, 25 5s. So 0.5 is removed. So it become 2. Then 20% of milk is removed. What is 10%? 1. 20% will be 2. So again it will be 2 and 8 liters. It will be in the ratio same or 1 is to 4 as we discussed. Now to the remaining contents, x liters of water is added. X liters of water is added. To reverse the ratio of water and milk, then y liters of milk is added. But to reverse the ratio means to make them 4 is to 1. So initially 2 is to 8 was there. See this part is actually 8 and this is 2. To make this 4 is to 1 means this 8 part should be same 8. It become 4 means, so 4 how many times? 4 8s 32. Then it becomes 1 is to 4. So then y liters of milk is added. Correct? X liters of water is added to reverse the ratio. So it becomes 4 is to 1. Then y liters of milk. See again I will explain. But 2.5, 10. Water, milk. It becomes 1 is to 4. Now according to the question, 20% removed means 2 and 8. The ratio is again 1:4. Now water, x liters of water is added, so it become 4:1 ratio. Means there should not be change in the milk. Milk must be same 4, but it becomes, means it is 8, but it should be what? 2 parts, actually 2 liters now should become how much? 4 times it should become, means 4 eighths, it should become 32. Understood? So that it becomes 4:1. Then y liters of milk is added, so that again the ratio is reversed, means it becomes 1 and it becomes 8. Now actually it should become 32. 32 how many times of 8? 8 to 6, sorry, 32 4 times na. Ratio should become 1:4, I am sorry, 1:4. So if it is 32, this should become 4 times of that. 4 2 is 8, 4 3 is 12, 128. So y should be what? 128 liters. Means from 8 we added 120 liters. 120 liters. There is a mixture of milk and water, 100 liters. 1/4 part of this mixture is milk. 1/4 means 25%. 25% means 25 liters. 25 liters is milk. The remaining 75 liters is water. If 20 liter mixture was taken out, 20 liter mixture will be, means it is in the ratio 1:3. In this ratio only we need to remove. So 25 liters means 1 out of total 4 into 25. Got it? 1:3 is 1 out of total 4. So 25. So if this is removed, then what happened? Taken out. If p liters of added and the mixture was reversed, see 1/4 of 20 liters of milk. I repeat again, if 20 liters of mixture was taken, if 20 liters is mixture is removed, now what is the ratio? Like 80 liters was there, 80 liters, still it is in 1:3 ratio, as I discussed initially the concept. Mixture was taken out and p liter milk was added to the mixture and the ratio was reversed. P liters of milk is added, p liters of milk. Now 20 liters removed means, then what will be out of the total? 1:3 ratio, 20 liters removed. So this must be one part, 20 part and 60 liters, 20 liters and 60 liters. Hope you understood this. In this 20 liters, this should be 3 same, means 60 should be 60, but this should become reversed. The ratio is reversed, means it should become 3:1. This is 60 and this must be 180. Only then it is possible. Then what they are saying, the q, that q liters of water was added. Okay, here q liters of water is added, so that the mixture was, then again ratio was reversed, means it is 3:1. Now it should become 1:3, means 180 must be 180, so it should become 540. So initially from 20 to 180, how much increased? 160 increased. Then from now 60 to 540 increased, means 480 increased. They are asking q minus p. 0, 2, 3, 320 liters. The difference is 320 liters. Hope you understood this. Then there is 100 liter solution of milk and water. Then we added 100 liter. Okay, 100 liters of solution of milk and water was there. We added 110 liter milk plus water, 110 liters of milk, 130 liters of water in the ratio. Then ratio becomes 3:3, means simple thing, 1:1. Find the ratio of milk and water in the initial. But total 100 plus 100, 200 plus 130. So total it must be, 110 liters of milk. This must be 110. Total 100 plus 110, 210. 210 plus 130, 340. 340, 1:1 ratio means 170, 170. So what they find the ratio of milk and water in the initial solution. My initially actually 110 from 110 liters means it become 170, means initially how much must be in this 100 liters, 60 must be, and 130 initially out of 100 we added 130, means now it become 170, 130 to 170 40. So initially it must be 40. So this is milk and this is water. The ratio is 3:2. Copper and bronze are in the ratio 3:4 in 350 grams. 3:4 in 350 grams means 7 parts is 350. Okay. Of an alloy, the quantity of copper to be added to it to make 4:3. Now this is copper to bronze. Copper is added. So what they're asking, the quantity of copper to be added to make it 4:3. So when copper is added, there should not be any change in the bronze. There is a change, so we have to make them equal. 12 multiplied by 3 9, multiplied by 4 16. How much increase? 7 parts. That 7 parts in the question is given 350. 7 parts is 350. Then the quantity of copper to be added to it to make the ratio 4:3. Yeah. So 9 to 16, how much it increased? 7 parts only. So 7 parts is 350 we need to increase. Okay. So we'll see the remaining questions later. My any doubt in this question, like copper and bronze are in the ratio 3:4. 350 means 150 200. The quantity of copper to be added to it to make the alloy, to make the ratio 4:3. So 9 16, 7 parts. 7 parts is 350, only 350 only. Okay. What the mistake we committed was, see, 7 parts it is initially, but how many parts it is now? 21 parts. But 21 parts is 350. Please don't do the same mistake, okay? Then 7 parts will be how much? Means here to here increased 7 parts. So 7 by 21 into 350. It will be 7173s. So 350 by 3 parts we need to increase. Hope you understood.